Good day there, Elohim. Which one? There we go. This is a daily wisdom. Uh, this is Toledot. Uh, Here's the reading. My goodness. Yeah, there. I don't think I'll call any of them boring anymore after going through some of that stuff. So it reads, Isaac and Rebekah had no children for the first 20 years of their marriage. When their prayers were finally answered and Rebekah conceived, she suffered intense pregnancy pain. God informed her that she was pregnant with twins who would be opposite, not only physically, but morally as well, and that each one's success in pursuing his path in life would be at the expense of the others. And he titled it Double Identity. And God told her, two nations are in your womb, two powers will diverge from within you. The upper hand will pass from the power to the other. Metaphorically, Jacob and Esau represent the two souls and their opposing drives that exist within each of us. That would be similar to my little heart uh, picture where I divided in half of good and bad. And natives have a story of two wolves, if I recall right. So it says we each possess an inner Jacob, i.e., our divine soul, with its godly drives, and also an inner Esau, our animating soul, with its selfish drives. When our divine soul asserts itself, it weakens the materialistic tendencies of the animating soul. The divine soul overcomes the animating soul in the same way that light overcomes darkness. Light does not have to actively exert itself to dispel darkness. Darkness simply ceases to exist in the presence of light. Similarly, as soon as we let the holiness and goodness of our divine soul shine by studying Torah, which you guys are doing, you just got a bad teacher, and observing the commandments, the selfishness of the animating soul disappears. All right, I'm going to show you these two pages there, and if you need to, you can wee, wee, wee. Pause and take a look at it. I'll read two parts that are uh, juicier than the rest. The first one is what I call woo woo because there were no churches back then. They had a relationship with God, and that would be through spirituality. There would be no religious practice. Uh, and so it says in verse 22, uh, the children agitated within her, and she said, "If so, why am I thus?" And she went to inquire of Hashem. And this is what the rabbis are telling us that was happening. So whenever she would pass by uh, an academy of Shem and Eber, Jacob would run or and kick around and try and come out. And then whenever she went by an idol worshiping temple, Esau would run and kick around. So the two opposing voices there, forces there. And so here's an explanation. She went to inquire. She went to the academy of Shem, a prophet who could inquire of God on her behalf. That's woo woo, right? And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying it's something that was happening. And here's kind of proof. She kept her predicament from Isaac and Abraham for fear that they might deem her suffering to be a sign of sinfulness on her part. All right. As indicated by the next verse, 23, which reads, "And Hashem said to her, two nations are in your womb, two regimes from inside you shall be separated. The might shall pass from one regime to the other, and the elder shall serve the younger." And so basically, that was him conveying to her, but this is what they say about that. As indicated by the next verse, Hashem conveyed the significance of her frightening symptoms only to her and not to Isaac. Since God did not reveal this prophecy to Isaac, Rebekah felt that she did not have the right to do so, even years later when she conspired to win Isaac's blessings for Jacob over Esau. And another rabbi explains that this is why Isaac could not imagine Esau to be a sinner. The other part that I found funny was like today, back then they did some gossiping, it sounds like. It says, the cynics of the generation had been saying that Sarah must have become pregnant by Amalek since she had and Abraham had been married for many decades without a child, but she had given birth only after being taken by the Philistine king. Uh, therefore, Therefore, God made Isaac's features so undeniably similar to Abraham's that even the scoffers had to admit that it was indeed Abraham who begot Isaac because they looked so much alike. So they had the gossip thing going on back then too, just like us. All right, here's some more stuff there. I'll put it up there so you can, if you want to pause and read it. And then here's the other part over here. You want to go through and read that. Trying to get all of it there. Yeah. Pause it. Here. And the last two parts of it. There. And there. I think I'm probably going to have to get another camera that shoots you down and split the screen, maybe. That would be better, wouldn't it? Y'all have a blessed one.